The Cambridge English Proficiency Exam is the highest level English exam of the Cambridge English Suite. Passing this exam represents a significant personal achievement because it indicates that you have a fully operational command of the language. The speaking exam lasts 16 minutes and is conducted by 2 examiners with 2 or 3 candidates. One examiner conducts the interview and gives a global impression mark, whilst the other examiner sits to the side and gives more detailed marks. The 5 elements upon which candidates are marked are grammatical resource, lexical resource, discourse management, pronunciation, and interactive communication. Examiners are not allowed to give any indication of a candidate's performance at the end of the exam.
Part 1 is assessing candidates' ability to use language for general interaction and social purposes. It gives them a chance to introduce themselves and to give opinions about familiar topics such as their hometown and their educational background. And the aim of this really is to settle the students and make them feel at ease. And this part lasts 2 minutes, and during that time the examiner will ask at least 3 questions, and these questions will be on familiar topics, and it will give the students a chance to introduce themselves properly and also to give their opinion on life experiences. Remember, in this part, you might be asked questions that you could answer actually very easily with just a short answer, but don't. Offer more than the bare minimum and give examples to illustrate your statements. And remember, smile. It's really important to smile. It helps relax everyone and gives a positive impression to the examiner. Good afternoon. My name's Sarah Curtis and this is my colleague John Evans. And your names are?
Frida Hellström.
Thank you. And?
Johannes Lehmann.
Thank you. Could I have your mark sheets, please? Thanks. OK, first of all, we'd like to know something about you. So where are you from, Frida?
I'm from a little village called Lerum, outside of Gothenburg on the west coast of Sweden.
Thank you. And you?
I'm from the German-speaking part of Switzerland. I live near Zurich.
OK, and are you working or studying at the moment?
I'm studying at the moment.
And you?
Me too, at a school in Bristol.
OK, thank you. Johannes, you said you're from Switzerland.
Yes.
And is that an interesting place to live?
Yes, very, because we have a German-speaking part and a French-speaking part and an Italian-speaking part. And it is a place where different cultures meet, and especially Zurich, which is the biggest city, is very interesting because it is very international.
OK, thank you. So, Frida, what do you enjoy doing most in your free time?
Well, I enjoy playing badminton and field hockey. So I've been competing for many years in both sports and I absolutely love it. OK, thank you. And Johannes, what would your dream job be?
I'd really like to be a doctor because I like helping people, and I'm also interested in natural sciences such as chemistry and physics. OK.
And do you think it's important for people to learn to speak another language, Frida?
Yes, definitely. The world is expanding and every nationalities are speaking with each other because they know one of the same languages. And since the world economy is depending on each other, how could we otherwise work together if we wouldn't be able to speak to each other? OK, and how important is the internet to you?
Actually, the internet is very important to me because I'm communicating with my friends over the internet, and I also play games on the computer and competitions.
OK. Thank you. In effect, part 2 is divided into 2 phases, and the whole part takes about 4 minutes. Phase 1 takes about a minute. And in this phase, candidates are given some photos and the examiner will select 1 or 2 photographs for the candidates to talk about. In phase 2, they're asked to talk about all the photographs and they're given a decision-making task. And the important thing here is that there's no right or wrong answer, and they don't have to agree, but they need to show that they are moving towards a conclusion. And the aim of this is to assess the student's ability to use language for discussion and negotiation. Well, the key thing to remember in this part is to listen carefully to the instructions that the examiner gives you about the task that you're going to do. And in phase 2, you need to refer to the visual prompt, which is there to help you. Also, try not to just talk about all the photographs, but to speculate on the relationship between the different photographs. And finally, this is interaction. You need to listen to your partner, you need to respond to what they're saying, and you need to build on their points that they're making. Now, in this part of the test, you're going to do something together. And here are some pictures of people in different situations. OK. First, I'd like you to look at the pictures, A and E, and talk together about the risks that people might face in these situations. And you have about 1 minute for this, so don't worry if I interrupt you. OK?
Yeah, okay.
All right, so
we start with A.
picture A, yeah.
It looks like they are in a safari, Africa maybe, and risks probably, well, if you go on these kind of excursions in the wildlife nature, I think it's really important to have a good guide and security, and you really need to know what you're meeting. What do you think?
Because a tiger, a lion, or anything, a dangerous animal could turn out at any time.
Yeah, I think knowledge is really important in that situation, actually.
Yeah.
And therefore you should have a guide.
So if you have a good guide, it's not dangerous, but if not, it will be very dangerous.
So what do you think about E then?
Well, E actually looks not dangerous at all, and I think, there's a guy taking a picture of a woman in a city, and city is actually the safest place on Earth.
Thank you. Now look at all the pictures. And I'd like you to imagine that a travel magazine is preparing an article to promote different types of holidays to young adults. And these are some of the holidays being considered for the article. Talk about why these activities might appeal to young adults, then decide which holiday not to include in the article. And you have about 3 minutes to talk about this. Okay?
All right.
Okay, I think all of them symbolize adventure in some kind of way, and I think that's appealing to young adults because it's it's the part in life when you're actually about to explore your limits and the possibilities that you have in life. So I think that's.
And you want to have something new, because over the day you just work, and it's in comparison to this underwater adventure or skiing, it's quite boring. So you want to you want to feel this new adventure.
Yeah.
You want to get to know something new.
Absolutely. Though I think the picture D maybe not being involved or in the.
Well. This is also an adventure,
it is,
I would say.
But which one would you?
Well, I would say that picture E is the less of an adventure, actually. Because, well, it could, if people want to see a new city they have never seen before, it can be an adventure, actually, because seeing new things and stuff. But the others are more like...
I can agree on that, actually, because the other four is more of an adventure and...
And also a little bit more of a risk.
Nature also.
Or nature risk, because if,